All right, here we go. This is Brandon King with Exotic Airlines Radio, and today on Street Talk, I am here at MPX Wrestling in Bedford with the Angel of Misery, James Johnson. What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Same old, same old. You know how we do it on the weekends. We just go from place to place wherever we're needed, putting our bodies through basically car wrecks.
That's the life of a wrestler, though. That's the life of every wrestler. And, you know, I got a chance to watch your match tonight. Congratulations on being the new MPX Prospect Champion.
You know, thank you for that, and it actually means a lot to me. It is my first singles title held in MPX.
Really?
I've been here for about 4.5 to 5 years. I've held the tag team championship on 6 to 7 occasions, I believe.
Oh, I reffed one of them.
Yeah.
I know that.
But I've never been a singles champ here at MPX. In fact, with the exception of the last, I believe, 3 months, I haven't been a singles champ in wrestling in about 6 years. So there was
How long have you been in this business?
Since let's see, I trained in 1998, in summer of '98, and then I wasn't really supposed to be training at that age. I was 16.
I was about to say, like, you're making me feel young as fuck.
Yeah, no, I've been doing this for a long time. But I don't think I was full time until about 2002.
Right.
I got out of school, tried college, really didn't like that. Decided, well, you know what, I'll be a wrestler. So, and that, I've always wanted to be a wrestler, and so I tried doing that, and it kind of worked out a little bit for me. So, made my way slowly through the ranks, found PCW. PCW let me on. And
where's PCW at?
PCW used to be in Arlington. It used to be on Channel 21 UPN back when UPN was 21 back in the day, and it was. It was the big show in town. It had a real arena with 2 giant places for screens. It was the real deal. And, PCW was like and at that time PCW had a roster that was beyond comparison. Like, I would put our roster up against anything that TNA or WWE had at that time.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean,
what about NXT?
It was basically NXT. If you like,
wow.
if you really want to think about it, PCW back in the day was like NXT. It had everybody was just plain solid main event caliber wrestlers who could be in the first match believable and in the last match believable, and that was something that you didn't have. And we had a cruiserweight scene that I guarantee was better than TNA's X Division at the time. We had everything that was going. I mean, we had people like Nobi Bryant, Brandon Collins, me, Wally Darkman, Robert Evans, or who went on to greatness in ROH, or Archibald Peck and Chikara. We had so many people that just came in there, and we were the up and comers.
Yeah.
And we were the up and comers, and then we had the guys like Mike Fox, Eddie Atlas. We had Tim Storm, APOC. I mean, it's a who's who, legitimately, of everyone who made events around the area these days.
Wow.
And we had all those guys under absolutely one roof, and we had 2 shows every week. And that learning experience was incredible.
What made you want to become a wrestler?
When I was young, I wasn't too into it, but my father was. And my father, I remember, made me watch some wrestling with him. And when I first sat down and watched SummerSlam ’88, and I saw the Rockers, and I just knew, I was like, oh my gosh, small little guys can actually do cool stuff, like, because they were still pretty big dudes, back then, and they were jacked, but they were still the little guys, and they were doing more, high flying and stuff, and they were doing like really unique ways of getting into moves and things like that, and coming off the top rope. And I thought to myself, that's what I want to be. It's like a superhero,
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like a superhero. Like, I know I'm never going to body slam Andre the Giant, but I can jump off of a rope. Like,
I mean, anyone can try to do all of this, but no one knows the pain, the struggle, the work that we put in.
Dude, if anyone ever thinks like, yeah, man, I can be a wrestler, like,
no.
Okay, well, like, anyone can, but here's the thought process. Like, can you take it? Like, it's not just being in that ring and doing things, it's making sense of it. It's why do you do this drop kick?
The
why
psychology.
do you throw this punch? And not only that, like the toll it takes on your body just to get ready to get in the shape that you need to be in to have like a 6-minute match is ridiculous. I mean, like, just ridiculous. And trust me, I know that because I spent the past like 5 years being totally out of shape and totally not worth a damn inside that ring. Well, I'm everyone tells me I'm really hard on myself, but I definitely was not up to snuff as of these last couple of years. But lately, I've been trying my best. I've gotten in better shape. I'm trying to be James Johnson of old. I'm trying to have match of the night every time I'm in there, and I'm trying to kill it, man, steal the show.
I mean, that's what everyone wants, right?
Yes.
Everyone wants to be that best. They want to have the match of the night. They want to have people.
Used to be, I was the guy that people like wanted to work, because they knew that no matter what, I could have a good 5-star match with anyone.
Well, I still feel like it's that way now, because you still put on phenomenal matches.
Yeah, for a while there, I became the guy you had to work around, though. And I really felt bad about that. Like, I became the guy who played it safe, and like I really hated that aspect, because I was the guy that like you didn't have to play it safe with, because you could do whatever the hell you wanted, and I could bring something out of people that they didn't necessarily. I could make people step up a level, and now I was having to have people step down a level just for me, and it was really kind of embarrassing, and it was really just not where I wanted to be. So I stepped away for a while, a couple months. Found my love for the business again, found my love for wrestling, for performing, decided, if I'm gonna fucking do this, I'm gonna do this right. And so I decided if I was gonna do this, I was gonna do this the right way, and I was gonna be the best version of me again that I could be. And so that's what I did, and I focused up, and I basically decided that I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do it right. So
I want to ask a little bit more about your career. How did you get to your character?
Okay, I think everybody when they first get in wrestling kind of has an idea of what they want to be for their character. They like have this idea, and it's never the right idea. Like, it is 1000% never the right idea. You always believe you're going to be like this superstar, this guy, and you're never that. Like, I'm not gonna even tell you my first character because it was just so dumb and made no sense. It was just fucking stupid, man. Like, it made no sense. Like, there was no story behind it, no nothing. Like, there was no reason to be called this character or the name. There was nothing behind it. And then, so then I came up with, when I was growing up in high school and junior high, I used to break dance. And I had this song that I loved called In a Dream by Raquel. And it was my favorite breakdancing song. And I promised myself, if I ever became a wrestler, I would find a way to use that song as a theme song. And now, if you look up In a Dream by Raquel, like on YouTube, please do. It is not a song which you would consider a wrestler would come out to. And so that led me to create the character of the hunk for hire Gigolo James Johnson. Gigolo spelled Jiggle-O, so Giggle-O, like Jello, also because the character itself was basically a reject stripper. Like, you look at guys like Houston Carson and Franco D'Angelo, and they look like Greek gods, right?
Yeah.
And like, to me, like, the most annoying thing, like, growing up in high school are the captain of the football teams and those guys who just are so handsome and they're so built and everyone just falls all over them.
The pretty boy jocks.
Yeah, and they just fawn all over them, and they don't even have to try. Like, the hottest girls want them and blah blah blah. And things like that. And you see guys like Houston Carson and Franco D'Angelo, and that kind of reminds you of that. But like in wrestling, that's the norm. And so like I thought, well, there was nothing more annoying than those cutie hot jocks that got like all the girls in high school. Like, so what if I, to be more annoying? Whoa.
What the hell?
Stuff is happening. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why that is happening.
I don't either.
What's this one on? What just happened? What the hell happened?
All right, here we go. Sorry about that, guys. We had
Tradition just stormed out.
Yeah.
And they were in a huff for something. I guess they weren't expecting the return of the trust fund.
Yeah, the trust fund made their return tonight.
How that happened, but yeah.
So where did we leave off? We were talking about your career, your character.
Yeah.
The pretty boy jocks.
Yeah, the pretty boy jocks. I thought there's nothing more annoying than a pretty boy jock, who gets everything kind of handed to him in high school, and like all the girls fawn all over him. And I don't know if you've ever seen me, but for those of you who haven't seen me, I used to be 120 pounds of like the skinniest skeleton-looking pasty white guy with no tan, right?
You with 120 pounds.
Yeah, I can show you proof. I've got my college ID that shows it. It's bad. And so I had a partner who was a really big kind of chunky fat guy, and so we were the hunks for hire. His name was Sexy Junk Scotty Master Blaster.
Sorry, what was his name?
Sexy Junk Scotty Master Blaster. And so we were the hunks for hire, and so we thought how completely stupid and annoying is it going to be when the guys think
You got it?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
So I thought, what's the most annoying thing for anyone to have? And it's just, that jock in high school, right? I know I've said this a couple times, and there's been so many explosions behind us going on here at MPX. Just so many explosions.
I do apologize, guys. The audio is not
don't
gonna
apologize. You people need to come out to MPX to see this stuff happening. This is incredible stuff that's happening, and just people.
The energy here is
insane and competitive and amazing. So the energy here is crazy, and everyone wants to be the best, and everyone wants to have great matches, and it shows. So definitely come out and check this out. But like I was saying, the way Gigolo came about is I thought, what's more annoying than the sexy, huge looking guy? It's a guy who looks like me, who's 120 pounds, who's a pasty white skeleton, and a fat pasty guy who act and think they are the sexiest, most buff, ripped guys on the planet. And so
even though they may not be.
Yeah, and so we were the hunks for hire, and we thought, people are gonna hate us, and so we danced like terribly on purpose, and people fell in love with us.
I was gonna say, you guys probably got over the crowd.
We got wicked over, and we were supposed to be bad guys, but they loved us, and so that turned me into a babyface, and from there I just went from there and went with it and became a real hot commodity in North Texas as a cruiserweight, and luckily got in on the boom of cruiserweight wrestling in the mid-2000s when cruiserweights started becoming more relevant and more evident, and we started topping the cards, having 6-person ladder matches at PCW, and then I went to XCW, which was the other big weekly show that was running, and so I'm now wrestling 3 times a week, traveling all around the state. Now I'm wrestling 4 times sometimes a week. Sometimes I have to go from one show. I'll wrestle one show at 5, and then I have to be the first match, and then I'll get to another show that's an hour and a half away, and I'll be on that show, and then it's just crazy. And it was just
that shows dedication, though.
Especially for the amount of money that we were and weren't making.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Some shows pay pretty well, and then some shows pay not so well.
In these independent wrestling promotions, it's nothing like WWE. People have people have them completely misinterpreted.
Oh yeah, we all have day jobs.
We make hundreds and hundreds of dollars doing something that putting our bodies online. No, some of us don't even get paid to wrestle.
Well, I mean, you should always get paid to wrestle.
Should,
I think there's a learning curve. There's something they call paying your dues.
Yeah,
which a lot of people have. A lot of people who run shows have misinterpreted as that means I can get free labor, which is not what should be happening. You should always pay your guys who are working. You should always pay the guys, no matter what. But I can understand making a small amount, and starting over. And everywhere you go, you start from square one. And that's just kind of the nature of the business. You prove yourself everywhere you go, and that's kind of where I'm at again. Is I'm having to reprove myself, and I'm okay with reproving myself because I need to reprove myself to not just the people who have used me over these years that I have been subpar in my eyes, but I need to reprove myself to myself.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing. And I'm going to be the best I can be. And now I got 3 belts, 3 different promotions, and I'm going to continue to go to all 3 of those promotions.
What are those promotions and what are the titles?
The MPX Prospect Championship, which I won tonight here at MPX Wrestling, which is in Bedford, Euless area every single Saturday night. Yep. And then I've got the NAWA Light Heavyweight Championship.
Nice.
They run out of Waxahachie. And then I'm the I'm the Cruiserweight. I'm the NAWA Cruiserweight Champion. And the NTWA North Texas Wrestling Alliance Light Heavyweight Champion.
Well, congratulations on all those 3 titles.
Yeah, and they're the first. And I've always loved light heavyweight championships. If you look back at my career, that's where I've really shined in the light heavyweight division. Flashy, fun, fast-paced, high-flying, crazy. That's what it's all about for a cruiserweight or a light heavyweight.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to deliver every single show as much as I can. So. But I get in there and mix it up with the big guys. I've been in there with 7'4" Colossus. I've been in there with guys like Mike Fox. I've been in there, with Franco D'Angelo, with Houston Carson. Those guys are, huge, giant guys. But I've been in there because in professional wrestling, it's heart that matters.
It's not about size. It's not about strength. It's not about power.
It's heart, man. It's heart. And that's what you have to have even to be a pro wrestler. You have to have heart. And if
Yeah.
you don't have heart, you are 100% not going to make it.
Exactly.
Not going to make it.
Exactly. Well, I have one more question before I let you go.
No problem.
And what's your favorite match of all time that you've ever wrestled in?
Man, that's actually a hard thing. Wow. Jeez. I've had a lot of matches over my career. A lot of them have been against some of them have been against some big names. I've wrestled, Chris Sabin before,
Wow.
Sanjay Dutt. I've had some big cruiserweight matches. Been in there with Abyss before, Done a lot of stuff, but I think, Charlie Haas. But I've done a lot of stuff, but my favorite match probably, and if you want to YouTube it, you have to type in James Johnson PCW hair, and it's my hair versus hair match with Robert Evans. It's, I think, 2 or 3 parts. It's a little bit long.
But it's worth the watch.
It's worth the watch, and we totally got in trouble for going over our time, and we were told by the guys, like, you should get punished, and we should cut parts of your match up, but it was just too good. And so I was like, okay, cool. And I would say that was my favorite match of all time.
All right, well, thank you so much for taking your time. I can't wait to see what you do later on, and congratulations on winning the Prospect title tonight.
Oh, yeah, thank you, and I'm looking forward to hopefully more people coming out to MPX, seeing me in action, seeing all of us in action, because this is really a team effort. Like, regardless of the characters we play, this is a team effort.
Yes,
all
it
of
is.
us.
It
You know what
is.
I'm saying? All of us have to work together to make this work, and so please come out, please support us, please support wrestling, and most of all, have a good time.
Exactly.
Just have a good time. That's what we're here for.